Okay, another glorious day in the Highlands of Scotland, so another excuse just to come out and test, and an MJX is always going to be good, and the word bugs is going to be good, and this one's got a 3 in it as well. It's getting better and better and better, and this is the Bugs 3 Pro, as you can see. Slightly different to the other Bugs. They've changed the styling of the bodywork and actually the arms this time. Bigger motors as well, and I'll do a comparison probably later on up against the other one, just physically size for size. This one actually comes with a 1080p camera as well, and it's not a gimbal or anything. It's just mounted there with some anti-vibration, sort of hopefully stop a bit of jello going on, which would be rather good. There's no battery or anything on the actual camera itself. It just simply plugs in there with the cable that it comes with, and you plug it into the actual Bugs, and then it draws off the main power supply for the Bugs as well. We've got LED at the front and LEDs all round as well. It should look pretty smart at night, I think, this one. I just gave it a quick test at home, indoors, just to have a look at it. I haven't actually flown it yet with the bigger motors and being a Bugs, and also we have a bigger battery as well. I'm hoping we get a bit more grunt with it as well, and I'm going to run through the transmitter and everything else before we get airborne. Now, I don't know why they've done this. MJX RC have put a new battery in here, which is very nice because they've given us a larger battery. It's a 2-cell, same as the other one, but it's 2800, but they've given us a different connector, a sort of unique connector. So I just find these a little bit annoying. Where most people have got other Bugs, I don't think they'll be able to swap the batteries. Well, they won't, because this is a unique one, and the smaller batteries would have probably fitted if they'd had the other connector on, but never mind, just the way they do it. Also, like all Bugs, it just goes live as soon as you plug it in. There we go. So I won't bother doing that just for a minute, but it's live. There's no on and off switch, which is a Bugs thing, and then that activates the camera as well. Onto the actual transmitter, and if you're familiar with the Bugs range, you'll recognise this transmitter. I always have an issue. I don't know why they put this plastic work on for the fake antennas. They've been on since the original Bugs. I have no idea why. This one comes with a little holder there for your phone, or almost would take a phablet. Actually, the size of it would certainly go up to a large phone without any problems at all. They've disabled this because we can't actually tilt the camera. You can tilt it, but you have to do it by undoing those screws and then just tilt it down. So you have to do it before you take off. Basically everything's the same as the other ones. We do have GPS on this, and we do have headless mode as well. Basically, if the switches are to the left, which is the A position, as you can see there, they're off, and if they go to the right, to the B position, then they're on. This one here does nothing, it's locked off solid, and this one here is locked off as well, so nothing happens on there. We've got an auto takeoff, auto land here. We prime the motors or start them here. We can also use the stick input as well. We've got a return to home because it is a GPS one, a button here, and we can activate the video and stills from here, or you can do it via the app as well. And the Bugs Go app is really nice. I've used it loads of times, and it's a superb little piece of kit. On the back, we've got the two buttons, usually marked L1 and L2 from memory, and these are cut off as well, so it won't do flips or anything. You do need 4 AA batteries for it, and that's the only thing it doesn't come with actually to get you up in the air. If you're using this for the first time, it won't actually be bound to your quadcopter, and these transmitters tend to be, you can use them on any of your Bugs range as well. What you need to do is hold down the lock button here and then turn it on, and then it puts it in ready to actually bind. It's ready to bind, and then you actually just plug this on, and then we instantly got another beep off this one telling us that we're actually bound to this quad itself. So we're all bound up. You can just then get it ready to fly, and off you go. You don't have to turn it back off and on again, and as soon as you turn it on, it'll automatically be bound to this one. So we've got LEDs going off, and then if you notice there was a beep beep, that means that we're ready for calibration, and I'm hoping you'll be able to see the LEDs. There we go, so you can see them there. So I'm just going to rotate round to the right. This is calibrating the compass on it, and they should change colour. There we go, they've changed now to colour to green. We point this one upwards. Some of the other Bugs you point downwards, but this one tells you to point it upwards, and then you go around, they say 3 times, and we just see 2 or 3 times usually does it. There we go, and now we've come onto the LEDs. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. There we go. So we've got red at the front, and then we got the sort of, I would say they were light yellow at the back. They've changed the LEDs on this, quite cool actually, and quite sort of bug-like looking on the front there. So we're all ready to go. I'm just going to connect up my phone. So the Bugs camera will have set up a Wi-Fi hotspot, and we're just basically going to log on to that. So you need to go into your settings. I did give this a test at home, so I expect it's already picked it up. It does tend to on the Bugs. Go into your connections and then go into your Wi-Fi. And I can assure you there's no other Wi-Fi around here. Mind you, they're just building a house over there. It's brand new. That wasn't there last week when I was up here. And it comes up with Bugs and then a number. We're already connected up, like I say, because I already did it at home. Then come back to your home screen and launch into the Bugs app. And then here we've got various options. I did ever play with this at home, so it was actually on the correct one. So we've got the Bugs 3 Pro, and it's the C500 or C5000 or C6000 camera, and I've got the C6000. The 6000 has the 1080p, and I think the 5000's a 720p. So just go into that app. And it gives you all your warnings of where to fly and everything, or where not to fly, and then it actually gives a quick schematic around the actual app. And it's a great little app actually, it's really nice. I'm just going to pop, wait, we're live straight away, there we go. So, yep, that's pretty good. Ooh, what have we got? Yes, we have got quite a bit of delay there, so you watch that and watch that screen. Yeah, there's a fair bit of delay. Yeah, that's strange. Bugs are usually a bit better than that, but I do find with Wi-Fi, and I've got no backup of this at all, that it does tend to get better sometimes when it's been running a while, but I've got no reason why that should be. It's just electronics. It really shouldn't do that sort of thing. Now, one thing the Bugs do, the new range of Bugs, calibrate for the first 8 seconds the gyro, so it has to be set somewhere level, and I just got a slight issue with that, because occasionally I'll be up in the hills and I can't actually put it down. I just want to hand launch and hand catch, so for that you definitely have to find a flat area that you can put it down to calibrate. So just be warned, don't be moving it around first 8 seconds. You get that beep off it and then you're ready to calibrate the compass sort of thing. We can unlock the motors with this one, or if you pull the sticks down and in, it'll prime them ready to go. If you want to stop, you can just pull them down and out, or like I say, you just press that and that will just start it. Let's start the video going. So that's the video button there. You can change them around, or you can just start it from here like I said before. Now we've got no speed on here, which I'm a little bit anxious about. The original Bugs had a 1 and 2 high and low speeds, and they were really nice, and I'm wondering whether this has just got all that grunt from the second speed that you're going to have to throttle off in the low speeds as well. And also you notice there, because I was blethering away, the actual, after a few seconds, the Bugs will, because it's not taken off, it will shut the motors off, so that's quite handy. Also on the app here, it's showing us the it's recorded on a TF. I put a TF card in there, and it's got all our information along the top here. It's quite handy. And obviously we've got, this is the LCD model, and we've got it flashing here, so you don't actually need the app to run the camera or anything, and it tells us what battery power we've got on the transmitter, and there is the actual Bugs itself, and what height and distance we are from the start point. So hey, after all that, let's just get up and fly, shall we? There we go. So we've got altitude hold, and I've got the GPS off, and as you can see, it's drifting away quite happily there. Altitude is holding well. Yeah, I'm actually going to bring that back. That wind is really quite strong, so it's going to really sort of blow it around a bit. So I'm just going to flick the GPS on. There we go. It's pitched back into the wind, and it's leveling up, and it's just finding its position. So there we go. That's pretty good, actually. Whoa, it's not got the grunt of a 3, I must admit. Like I say, we've only got the one rate, speed rates in this. Yeah, I was a bit, when I saw that it didn't actually have it, I was a little bit surprised actually that it didn't have a different speed, you know, 2 speeds on it sort of thing. And there it is, found its position there sort of thing, but that was rock and rolling, wasn't it? And like I say, the wind is actually quite strong, as you can see there. So that's a good test for it. It's just coming, blowing on my back, so I'm hoping the mic's not getting affected by it. And actually, if I just bring it over here, you'll be able to see how much wind we've got, because the Bugs now is going to have to pitch into it. Yeah, that wind's quite strong. So you can see how much that's pitching. I'm touching nothing here. If I turn off the GPS, that's the wind caught it now, and that's away. And the wind will move anything, I can assure you. Whoa, and we've frozen up on the app as well there. I'm bringing that in at full pitch. Ooh. I mean, the wind is strong on it. but it's yeah, I don't think it's got as much grunt as the original 3, and these are bigger motors as well. Mind you, like I say, the wind is strong, so let's just bring it back round, just give it a go with the wind behind it. We'll give it benefit of the doubt. No, still not. No. Say it as it is, Tigger. Yeah, no. Not overly happy. Somebody tells me to put bigger motors on it. I want something out of it. You know. Now, interestingly, let's put the GPS back on. That's good. I'm trying to show you the camera here. If I can get it into a position where you can see the camera. There we go. Whoa, it's really struggling with that wind. Whoa. Yeah, you can see that wind is really blowing across me now. Really quite strong. Right, so we've got little LEDs in there. Whoa, hold still, little fella. So little LEDs going off there telling us that we're actually recording, and we've got it up on here as well. And the Wi-Fi still hasn't come back on, so whether or not I have to reboot the app, I don't know. Yeah, she's holding position well there. Well, I think I'm going to stop that. I'm just going to reboot that app, I think. So I'm just going to hand catch that because it really is quite vicious, that wind's getting. I got a problem with the app. It's not, there's me singing the praises of the app that was bound to cause problems, wasn't it? Okay, so I've just rebooted my phone, rebooted everything just to make sure it was fine actually. So I should leave that in the review, I'm sure, because that's what I tend to do. So I'm going to start the motors the other way this time, just bring them down and in. Let's start recording. Here we go, and we're off again. And we got the GPS on, and as you can see, if I line up, I don't know if I can line that up straight, but you can see actually the amount of wind that's actually pushing on it. We've got a lot of jello on there. Oh, it doesn't look too bad actually. I'll just see where I can hold signal a bit better this time. Yeah, you can see how much wind there is with the way the camera is sort of is struggling into it. Ah, so that's a bit better. Got 55 meters there. Oh, 100 meters. Whoa, just starting to drop out a wee bit. Oh no, it's still going strong. We're down over the lilies. Oh, we're just sort of freezing up a wee bit. 150 meters there. Yeah, I think we're sort of frozen now. So it'd be a good time to test out the return to home. So I'm going to press. Oh no, we're back on again. Wait, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, we're still away and away. Yeah, no, we're still holding. That's 200 meters. Wait, that's pretty good. Well, yeah, we are sort of freezing up a wee bit, but that's, what, 250 meters there. Hopefully you can see that. Nearly 300. We have got a clear, virtually a clear sort of line of sight for it as well. Oh, 300 meters, right. That's way more than they said, I'm sure. I'm actually getting bored with that now. Yeah, well, it's still working really well. So I'm going to press the return to home. There we go. We get a little home signal here, and then she should ascend. I can see it over there. I don't think it'll be like a pixel on the camera, I'm sure, but she has gone up, and she's just going to come back towards us, I hope. Hopefully at full speed. Yeah, I'm looking at the distance here. So yeah, we're starting to back towards us now. So yeah, we're over 300 meters there. And she's 15 meters high from the takeoff point. Here she comes. That was actually good range, and it's a Wi-Fi, don't forget. It's not even working on 5.8. That's really good. Here it comes. This is where I usually get bored. Because they usually hover above your head. So we took off from here. Now a lot of guys want it to land right facing the way it was and everything. I'm really not that interested, to be honest. I don't even do it with Typhoon H. All I want is just to get it in sight, and then I'll take control, and then I can do what I like with it. But I'm just going to see how accurate it is on that. Actually looks pretty damn accurate, to be honest. It's still just hovering around up there for me. And now she's starting to descend. I probably won't let it actually land because I'm going to take off and play around with some other stuff. So just press the return to hold and cancel it. Blinking heck, that is, I tell you what, that's more accurate than that thing does when it comes in. Not that I ever do this. Oh, there we go. Well, was it half a metre out, I suppose? I did just press the return to home to cancel that as well. So I'm going to stop the videoing. I'm going to swap it round for stills. Let's just do a quick still. There we go. So it's going to be a bit silhouette-y, I think. There we go. And it just says OK on there. And then let's just pop that round over there. Just make sure I haven't got any trees I'm going to clip. There we go, that might be a bit better. Yeah, that looks good. God, you can see how much it's moving around, can't you? That's good. Now, while we've got that in that position, we do actually have an orbit function on here. Just make sure I'm just going to clear all the trees if I do this. So simply press this one here. I'm going to start the video, actually. I'm not sure if it does start the video automatically. Some of them do, some of them don't. So I'm going to hit the orbit. There we go. And then press yes. There we go, and it should orbit me, more or less. Well, maybe not quite. I wonder if I didn't do it from the position it was leaning from. No? It wasn't. Yeah, it's sort of. Yeah, it's more or less picking me out, I think. It doesn't actually know where it is, because you're not picking the spot that it took off from. You would be picking a spot, you know, wherever you, whatever you wanted to orbit, sort of thing. So that does work. That's good. Right, okay. Next one's going to be exciting. It's a follow me one, so I don't usually do running. So let's just see how we get on, shall we? So okay, I'm going to press yes on that, and then we'll keep your mobile 5 to 35 meters away, and we're 4 meters away apparently. So we'll just see how we get on. Whoop. Oh, yep, sorry, that didn't do it because I wasn't 5 meters away. There we go. Oh no, it's coming to follow me, is it? Yeah, just definitely ascended. Okay, and then put yes. Yeah, and now it's stayed on. Yes, that's good. Yep, it's working. It's coming up to a tree, so I might, oh no, it's not going to hit the tree. I was going to say it. Let's see if I can give it altitude or not. So I'm just going to try it with a bit of stick input and see what happens. I know, it still works on the follow me bit. That's good. Is it going to turn around to get me? Yeah, I think it is. So I wonder if I can get it to come in closer to me as well then. No, I'm giving it full stick input and it's doing nothing basically. But yep, it definitely works. That's good. Okay, and to cancel out of that, it's just simply press that again and it cancels it. And because we're on GPS, obviously it's just holding position there as well. We've got headless mode on here as well, something that I've never ever used, but I'll show it to you anyway. And basically it's this one here, so just slide that over. And now we're in headless. We've got the headless icon come up here. So that way is always forward because that's the way we bound it. So it doesn't matter what orientation the quad's in. So I have the quad facing that way, as you can see. And then it's forward still that way and backwards towards me, left and right. And you can sort of spin it as well if you wanted to and go in one direction. Again, never really found a use for it. Some guys I know sort of use it to fly so they can pan something. So I don't know what you would want to pan here, but just go bring that down a wee bit. Let's just pan along there. So I think I'd rather fly it, you know, my normal way of flying. I think it's more fun and more challenging. But yeah, I suppose that does do it one way. There we go. So I'm going to take it out of headless mode. So there's just that one there. And we're getting, I think we're getting beeps. Yes, we're getting beeps that the actual battery's getting low. I'm going to run the battery out. And then the other thing I need to do is sort of the points of interest one, but I'll do that somewhere else. I'm going to charge the battery up and then I get a chance to have another few flights, then I see how long the battery actually lasts. Yeah, it's nice, but it's just not got the grunt of the original 3. I suppose it's camera bird, so you'd expect that sort of thing, I don't know. And the reason I'm going to run the battery out is because we haven't had any, I want to know whether it returns to home, which it should do. That's what it's supposed to do on the Bugs range, but I just want to make sure it does do that. There's the FPV. Yeah, the FPV is sort of flyable, I would say. It's sort of working properly now, which is rather good. Watch me whack it into a tree. I've not exactly got the clearest screen here, to be perfectly honest. Oh. Whee! I do like a little challenge with a little bit of FPV, especially on Wi-Fi FPV as well. Oh, we're sort of locking out there a bit. I'm just going to make sure I don't whack straight into those trees, so that's good. No, it seems to be working okay actually. Yeah, the Wi-Fi's actually working all right. So I don't know whether that was a phone issue at the beginning. Always worth rebooting your phone, clearing the memory and starting again, to be honest, before you actually do anything, because it's amazing how easy you can just have something on your phone that could just muck up the Wi-Fi. And again, bugs usually get a nice long flight afterwards, after you've had the warning. I'm going to see how quick it drops out of the sky actually. So I'm just going to pop it right up, so I'm giving it full kick out. It's not really got a lot of kick out, to be perfectly honest. And I'm just going to pull that right off now. See how quick it descends. Altitude hold's not usually that fast, and you can't turn the altitude hold off. On some of the Bugs models you can, sort of thing. So just bring that down. You can see it's not particularly fast, and it's slowed down because it's getting close to the ground as well, which is good because it thinks it's going to land now. So I'll show you that kick out a bit closer. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. Yeah. And then I'll show you that when we come back down. Yeah, it's not the fastest for coming down. Coming down at a reasonable speed, and then it suddenly stops. At about 5 meters it started to slow right down there, sort of thing. Yeah, it's still got, we're right down on the battery again. The low battery warning is still going, but we're still doing okay. I'm desperate to do some sort of FPV stuff with it. Just really give it a nice little challenge through those trees, eh? Whoa! Way! Now, that didn't return to home. Right, hey, now, I'm not being nasty to it. I always thought the Bugs GPS range always came back home when you were low on battery. Scottish heather is perfect for quadding because the amount of stuff I've dropped in here and never damaged anything. I've been as lucky as anything. Look, not even a prop curl or anything, so really good. So recharge the battery, back home now, and I'm going to do it with the camera angle pointed down. Obviously you've got to set the angle before you take off. On this one there's no motor or anything or servo. And also I've taken out the micro SD card, so we're going to record it just back to the actual phone itself. This is the roads all around my state, so sort of all around here is where they run. And I'm just going to go up and just have a little play around with the actual sort of plotting one where you can choose where you're going to send it. I actually bound this up in the back garden, and then I've walked it round to launch it from here. I think the return to home will bring it back to here rather than take it back to where it was bound to. But I just thought I'd test it as a little bit of a way of testing things and everything. So let's try and see how we get on. So if we try and use this first of all, press it, it says we've got a weak GPS signal. It's 13, so it should be fine. But basically it's not in the air is what it's saying, so you can't plot anywhere from the ground, obviously. So I need to get it up in the air, and what we do before we do anything is we just start the video going, and then we can see what the quality is like compared to it with a micro SD card. There we go. And that's the normal, everything's holding well. You just swap between the two, so this is obviously what we're seeing now. And then if I go on to maps, you've got the map of where we actually are. So I'm just going to pop that right up high so I don't whack any trees or my house. There we go. Well, yeah, that's quite a good thing there. So now if I go into it, I can track it. So I'm literally going to just do a quick loop around like that, I think. And then you submit it to go. And then it double checks that, are you sure you really want to go off and do that? Yeah, pretty sure I do. I just press go. There you go, it's off on its merry way. And you can see from the icon down here, it's actually doing it as well. I should be able to alter the height while we're doing it. Yeah, I can, so that's good. I can actually increase the height nicely as well. Whoops. The battery's getting low. I didn't realise we were going to be low on the battery. That was quite a big sweep I did there. I thought it was going to be smaller than that, actually, to be perfectly honest. And then I can descend as well. Hey, it works pretty well, actually. Quite impressed with that. What I don't want to do is hit any of those trees. That's good, and then it's really lining it back up. This is going to look like a speck on the head cam, obviously, but it is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. I'm just going to bring it right the way down really quick. There we go, and then I can just delete that one. So now I'm back in control. So, okay. So that was good. That worked pretty well. Like I say, we got the batteries low on the quad. I've been playing around with it in the garden, actually, just having a little bit of fun. So let's do it. You got the points one here as well, and I'll just do this a lot smaller. Oops, sorry. Let's just go point. Oh, there we go. So just go do a real tight one. So that should be fine. Let's just launch that go. I didn't think it was going to let me. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's a really tight little circle here it's doing. Up over the tree. I don't really see a lot of sense in these. I'd rather fly it around myself, actually, to be honest, but that's, yeah, perhaps I'm a bit of a control freak. I don't know. I don't want any comments either, thank you, especially from the family. But yes, so basically you can do a real tight one, or you can do a great big huge one. And I wouldn't be bothered about anything of that, to be honest. And then just delete it. And then we're back in control again. I'm just wondering if I could just actually do one literally in the garden, literally right down low here. So if I zoom right up now. I did manage to get the 0.1 working, so I did have a little play with it. No, it's not letting me do it on here. There we go, that should be just really tight around the garden. Yeah, that really is tight. Yeah, wait. It works, so yeah, great. And the point one, all that I've actually done that on another bugs I've got, and the points you literally get points rather than doing arcs and curves and everything. So oh, there we go. Hey, now I've let that run out on battery again, and that's come in and landed by itself, but it hasn't brought it back to home. So that's obviously what it did yesterday when I was doing the test. So it actually disappeared. It was descending anyway, but it will not return to home when you're running out of battery. So that's interesting. And this is that thing I was telling you about yesterday. I don't know if I covered it yesterday, but turn that off, you don't get an alert on the quad. And I'm sure on the original bugs, you used to get an alert. Okay, so I'm going to run some night footage so you can see what it looks like at night. It is really cool at night, actually. It's a really nice little flyer anyway, so night flying is good fun. anything I haven't covered in full depth in here will be definitely covered in my other bugs videos, and I'll put links down to everything down in description for you. There's loads on my channel, and I think I've reviewed every single bugs they bring out. So and I like them. I think they're nice. Value for money I think is pretty good on a bugs, to be perfectly honest. This one's no difference. Had a few little incidents with it, not even a mark, not even a damaged prop or anything. The assembly is really easy. You get a little Phillips screwdriver, just pop the legs on, and the camera just slides on and off the whole unit, which is really good. I thought the camera was pretty good for what it is, reasonably jello free. If not, I've done a video of how to get rid of the jello completely. It's quite easily done. I would just take this cage off, probably put some foam on there and a couple of elastic bands. Doesn't look so pretty, but what I'm after is good footage. So the quality of the camera and the wide angle and everything, only you can decide whether it's for you. It's not a 4K 3-axis gimbal, but actually this would probably carry it, to be honest. I've done it on my other bugs, again, link down in description for you. Only you can decide. It's a lot better than some lower grade quads, and it's not as good as the higher grade quad, so which is where it's pitched, I would say. The actual props on it are exactly the same as the other bugs. So you've got handed props, so you've got an A prop marked for the A arm and the B for the B. These ones go on clockwise, so you spin them on that way. These ones go on counterclockwise, so you spin them on that way. When you spin it all the way down, all I ever do is just nip it up with my fingers, but you do actually get a little prop removal tool. You simply pop that in there to hold it and then undo it. I've never had them tighten up that much, actually. I've always found if I'm out in the field and I want to take them off, they just unspin, which is really good. But being a self-tightening setup, as the motor spins, it just keeps them nipped up, so I find them absolutely fine. The legs are exactly the same as the original bugs as well, so if you get any damage and you've got other bugs, you'll be absolutely fine. And like I say, the props you could swap over as well. The transmitter's the same, and I've run through everything I hope that will help you. Here's my little bit of a rant. So the original bugs, and even coming up to this Bugs 3H here, one of the later models, all came with 1800 milliamp hour battery with a balanced charger port and an XT30 connector. That is brilliant, because I can actually use a hobby grade charger and I can charge it up in an hour. Now on the bugs range, they're bringing out all these special connectors, and they've brought out another connector. So this is another different one to have with the Bugs 3 Pro. I don't understand why they're doing this, because this connector is really universal and easy to do, and you can put adapters on it, put other batteries on it and everything, and you can't really do it very easily on here. To charge this up, we've simply used their adapter that they give us. You plug it into the actual charging unit itself, you then plug that into your mains and then plug that into there, and it takes about 5 hours to charge, which to me just seems a heck of a long time, and it's a proprietary battery. I can't pick them up really cheap. I actually use this, which is another balanced charger, and this charges it up in about 2 to 3 hours. I think I was doing it on this one. And you basically do the same thing, plug it in, and I'll put a link in description to these. These are about £7. I would definitely get this over this, to be honest. This is the one you get with it free, obviously. If you're not worried and you're charging it up overnight, then obviously it doesn't matter. This one's fine, but I do like them charged a bit quicker. Okay, rant number 2, they gave us bigger motors, and I thought with bigger motors we'd get a load more power, and we don't really. I don't think there's any more power on it at all. So there's certainly no perceivable power increase anyway. So perhaps they run cooler, or there's some reason why, and that's fine. Both of them run independent ESCs as well, and to be honest, I've never replaced anything on even my original bugs. I'm still running the original one, still gets flown most weeks, and no problems at all. They really are good value for money. The other thing I object to, which they've changed as well, is I like the fact we've got a return to home button because we've got a GPS model. That's absolutely fine. But they've taken off the 2 speeds. Now, if you want to shoot very smooth, nice video, it's nice to have a low speed that you can do everything. Large stick inputs have very small amount of change, and I quite like that. So just gentle yawing and stuff like that. With this not having 2 speed rates that these ones that all the original bugs have, you don't sort of have a sports mode and and a camera mode, I would say. So I'm a little bit disappointed at that. My reviews are honest, straightforward, and all I'm doing is, if you're interested in buying, I want to point out the negatives and also the massive benefits. There's loads of benefits with the Bugs range. It is nice that they send them to me for review, and I hope they listen to all the reviewers and take them on board. That gives us better products, and it also gets better products out to the public, and then hopefully we all get a really good flying experience, which is what I'm after, really. Everyone having a good time with it. So all in all, what do I think of it? I like it. If you haven't got any of the other Bugs and you're not worried about the batteries and everything like that, it's absolutely great. Everything worked really well on it. You could fly FPV, as you saw. I was flying FPV with it. It does work. It has a limited range, but you can always put a Wi-Fi booster on it like some of the guys do. There's no problems there at all. So all in all, I think it's pretty good. And just finally, the last thing you get with any of the MJX RC Bugs range is you get really good instructions. Got a quick start guide here. This is plastic coated as well, just the same size as your transmitter, so it fits in your bag, no problem. And then you've got the full in-depth one that runs through everything for you as well. So all in all, I think it's a pretty good product, but only you can decide how to spend your hard-earned cash. I hope you've enjoyed the review. I've certainly enjoyed having you along on the flight, and I'll see you on the next one.